What's going on, Angelo family? So it's been 1 year now since I've owned my Tesla Model Y Performance.
I've just sucked 1 year of your life away.
Yeah, it's crazy. 365 days have passed, went by in a blink. I've driven about 27,000 miles in that past year, which is insane. So I have 10 things I've learned from owning a Model Y, and let's jump into it. Number one is that the space is amazing. I actually have a Model 3 Performance that I had prior to the Model Y, and I upgraded to Model 3 because I noticed that the space wasn't there with the Model 3. The Model Y is a hatchback, and because it's a hatchback, you have a lot more room in the back of the trunk. As it has a power lifted trunk, you lift that up, and there's a ton of room there. What also happens too is if I need extra room, I can basically lower the back seats forward, and this will give me extra room for my Model Y, which is great. The good thing about Model Y is it has a ton of room. The front is actually a lot bigger too than Model 3. So the space is great and I enjoy it, especially I travel a lot, have a lot of things, and it's able to just kind of get me where I need to be and house all of my things I do bring. Number two thing I learned about Tesla electric cars in general is that charging is horrible if you don't have a home charger. What does that mean? If you don't have a home charger, it is very, very hard to charge your car. In a sense that when I did not have a home charger, I was driving to Tesla supercharger every other day, especially when I wasn't working from home. And this would be so hard because you drive there, you spend 5-10% just getting there, and you drive back, and you drain like a good chunk of the battery that you actually supercharge, so you paid just to get there. And having a charger at home, it's a lot easier because the kilowatt per hour sense is kind of at a set rate, and you actually know what to expect or what you're paying for that Tesla. And you don't have to worry about having to go to the supercharger, it's full, and you're like, oh my god, I gotta wait now. And then you have to look at the prices because the price for Tesla superchargers are different every time, depending on the time of day. So that's one thing it's nice not having to worry about. Number three is Tesla prices will fluctuate.
Did the price change?
What does that mean? So I used to try and time the market whenever I tried buying my car. I would try and buy the car, and then I'd hope that it'd go up in value because Tesla's always changing it. But sometimes you just get out of luck and you buy it at the bottom. You buy at the top, you buy at the bottom. You just don't know. So your Tesla price will fluctuate for your car, and just be okay and just be aware of that. So that is one big thing too. Just keep in mind. And sometimes we'll have these EV tax credits that come on board, and you just technically missed the boat. So you might be lucky, you might not be lucky. So just kind of keep that in mind. Number four is it's better to buy used Tesla rather than a new one because the hardware doesn't change as much, but the software continually updates. What does that mean? So the hardware for most of these Tesla cars takes a long time for them to update, but because Tesla is a technology-based company, the software will always change and always update. Hence, it's a lot easier to update your car via software update. And that way you can get all the newest features of whatever it may be within that car. So if you like having a car that always updates, get a Tesla that's used, so you don't have to worry about getting the new hardware every year. That's the hard part. But most people is like they'll try and buy a new car, they'll try and update the hardware, but in reality you just need a software update. So buy a used Tesla, and you won't have to kind of be victim to the hardware updates because software is always updating. My number five: if you drive a lot, buy a Tesla with the largest battery. I made the mistake of getting a Standard Range Plus my first time, and I was driving a ton, and the battery's always dead. So if you're driving like long road trips, whatever it may be, get a long range Tesla. That way you're not worrying about the battery all the time. It may seem that 100 miles, it may not seem like a lot, but it's actually a ton, especially if you're going on long road trips. So keep in mind, if you drive a lot, get the one with the largest battery so that you aren't falling victim to range anxiety. I used to experience a ton of range anxiety with my Tesla, but now that I'm kind of have a good battery around 302, I don't really experience it as much. I charge the car when I need to charge it, and I'm a lot happier now that I don't have to worry about the battery dying on me or having to worry about when am I going to get the next charge. So keep that in mind whenever getting your next Tesla. Buy a large battery if you can. That way you're able to basically not experience that range anxiety. Number 6 is full self-driving is not yet worth purchasing. So don't purchase full self-driving because, in my opinion, the technology is not there. I actually purchased full self-driving subscription, which is around $199 a month, and that's a lot better because you get access to full self-driving, enhanced autopilot, and you don't have to be committed to that $10,000, $12,000 that continue rising price for your full self-driving. So I actually was a part of full self-driving beta before they removed it from everyone's car, and FSD beta was good in the sense you drive in city streets, but there were so many times I thought I was going to crash into something. It was kind of very scary actually, but it was cool having. But was it worth it? Probably not for that amount of money. You can honestly buy like a used Corolla or another used car with that amount of money. So keep that in mind that it's not worth buying it because it's still beta. But if you are really interested in it, I just recommend getting the full self-driving beta subscription so you're not committed to that egregious amount of money. All right, number 7 thing I learned is that the Tesla app is the best key. The Tesla app is amazing because it allows you to look your car, shoot you directions where you need to go, look at the status of the car, the battery, add upgrades, call for support. There's so many times where I had a flat tire. I was able to go into the app. Tesla was able to locate where I was, replace the tire, and come out to me. Also, sometimes you forget your hard key, and if you have the app, you're able to open the doors, and it's a huge time saver not having to worry about where your keys are. So Tesla app is definitely the best key I've ever had, and it's definitely one of the most things that I've been happiest with having. So definitely that Tesla app is going to continue to improve. It's great on the iPhone as well as Android. So as long as you have a smartphone, you'll be able to access your car, and you should be good to go. Number 8. Phantom braking is very scary, so be ready. What does phantom braking mean? So Tesla has a software function called autopilot, and autopilot is one of the functions that allows your car to just drive in the road on like a highway lane or whatever lane it may be, and kind of just drive. So you stay in the lane, it turns for you, it kind of follows the lane every direction it may be, and it's an amazing software, amazing thing that I love so much, and it's like kind of the main reason I have the car. But phantom braking does occur. So phantom braking happens when there's like, say, the car thinks another car is going to hit you, especially like large semi trucks, or just out of nowhere it may sense that there's like an object near you when there really isn't, and your car will like slow down or break in the middle of the road, and you have to be very aware, or else you'll crash into something or someone will hit you in behind. That's my biggest fear. During the early renditions of my Tesla, when I had it before the software updates, phantom braking was very prevalent. So I was always kind of like phantom braking. It was very scary. It's a lot better now because Tesla continues to push software updates. So just keep that in mind that when you use autopilot, aka like full self-driving, whatever it may be, you will experience phantom braking. Number 9 is don't charge your battery to 100% every day. What does that mean? So your Tesla battery can charge from 0 to 100. Similar to like an iPhone or an Android phone. It's like a car, except it charges to 100%. By charging to 100%, you actually degrade the battery and the battery health of it. And the batteries are very expensive to replace. So don't charge your battery to 100% every time. Just allow yourself to charge what you need, right? If you're just doing daily driving, keep it at 50-60%, right? And then charge your car at the end of the day to like 60% when you're done with it, right? You don't need to charge to 100%. I only charge to 100% when I am going on a long road trip to wherever it may be. So only charge to 100% whenever you're going on a road trip and you want to know, like you want to save kind of time on supercharging. So that's the only time you charge to 100. Anything else, daily driver, 50-60%, you should be fine. And number 10, last but not least, is Tesla paint is thin, so be ready for paint chips. What does that mean? So the front bumper of your Tesla, the paint is very thin. So you're going to need to have be prepared that rocks will start hitting the front of your car and you'll see paint chips all throughout the front grille of your car. I actually wrapped my Model Y satin gray, and I still see paint chips, right? So if you have a Model Y, Model 3, Model S, Model X, you will see paint chips, and just learn to be okay with it. Some people buy PPF, and that's a couple $1,000s. I think I've seen quotes like $10,000 to $15,000. Not worth it. There's so many Model 3s and Model Ys out there. Like, it's not like a rare car or anything. Even Model S, Model X, like, I get you spend a lot of money on it, but in my opinion, there's no need to get PPF. I got a wrap, I got a very good deal on it, but I still see paint chips. So just know that your car will experience these issues whenever you do drive it. So there's 10 things I learned after 10 years of owning Model Y. I hope you guys liked this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll keep posting more Tesla content. I appreciate you, Angelo family. Peace. Have an amazing day.